Now, speaking about the music, you were on a panel discussion this week at BigSound, and I found it was probably one of the more interesting topics, and I wasn't able to get to it because I was doing interviews, but did Sparks fly at it? That was our artist getting paid too much.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, I mean, actually Sparks didn't fly. It was actually a rather, professional conversation about it. I think we were all pretty much on the same page. A lot of people really did think that it was going to be an argument between the promoters like Ken West and Jessica DeCrow against Wadey, the agent, and me and Bill being the managers, and they thought there was going to be this thing. But, there are other promoters and managers that could have been on that panel, and there would have been Sparks, for sure. But I think all of us are very similar-minded. We like to develop big picture plans for our artists. We like to think about a whole album cycle. We don't go out chasing the biggest dollar on a festival thing. We think, is it right for the artist's career? Is it the right long-term thing? Money is about the third or fourth thing we think about. We've had long relationships with Jessica and Ken, and we can sit down and talk to them about our plans. We're going to put a record out here, we're going to do this, we're going to tour there. How does this make sense to the Big Day Out or Splendour in the Grass? And we're quite pragmatic. We know when they don't want us, why they don't want us, it makes sense to us. And then when it gets down to the money, it's actually a rather logical conversation. You've got this many people you can let in the gate, your ticket price is this much, you have this many bands to book. We sold this venue in these towns on our own, this is how much we made, and there's a pretty easy way to work out a figure. So, look, I think the broader conversation was really about the festival side of it rather than our artists make too much money. It was really, the crux of it was, are some managers and artists making a mistake by picking the wrong events, wrong festival because they got big money? Mm-hmm. Because right now, promoters in Australia, and specifically festivals, it's one of the most competitive times in our history. I mean, some of these promoters are overpaying a lot of money just to try and beat the other guy. I mean, it's, usual...
Oh, we've been seeing a lot of that, actually. And,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I not that I'm going to mention any of the names of the festivals, but I think some of the festivals aren't festivals anymore. I think they've become brands.
Yeah.
They're selling out before the lineups even announced.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, that's no good.
Yeah, it really isn't. And I think that this all, right now we're seeing a lot of those smaller festivals that tried to come up and try to do. I mean, everyone wanted a festival at some point. I mean, literally there has been kids losing their parents' houses because they put on an event and they just thought, oh, it's easy, everyone goes to festivals, yeah. We know a couple of bands, we'll do it, and, people are literally losing their livelihoods over it. And so things are starting to go back into the right direction again. There was a period where a lot of people were getting greedy with fees because there was a lot of money about it, it was really competitive. And I think that the smart players have realised that it's not about that, it's about long-term careers for your acts, it's about getting paid a reasonable fee for what you do, to cover your costs and to make some money out of the event. And planning, most importantly, what your album cycle is and how that fits into those events. Mm-hmm. So like I say, I think that in the end it was there was a couple of small disagreements on things, but we could see each other's point of view on them, and I thought it was a rather mature panel for that side of it all. And I was actually really excited about seeing Ken. I thought Ken would be up there and really kind of giving it a red hot crack, but he took it quite seriously and was quite focused on his side of it and his opinion of it. And I really enjoyed it. I could have sat up there for another 2 hours and kept talking about it, because I don't get those kind of opportunities with those kind of people to do that, especially as a group,
Yeah, no, I think, and Big Sound's done such an amazing job this year. Our show programming and everything that we've seen on the program has just been, there's not one thing there I wouldn't wanted to go to if I could have made it. So.
Oh, it's been fantastic. I've loved it.
It's good to hear that panel went in the direction I didn't expect it to go in. But,
I don't know, I haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody about whether they enjoyed it or not, or whether they got anything out of it. I'm not sure whether for an entry-level artist it really had much relevance.
Yeah.
It was certainly a panel more for industry people and people who are already in the business and already working with festivals and events. There wasn't a lot of discussion about, developing and getting on these events or how much you get paid to do that. It really was an industry conversation, and that's the part I found enjoyable. So hopefully other people did too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Well, what's coming up for the rest of the year for you, Gregg?
Well, we've just done a joint venture with Sony Music, and so now we have we've definitely going through some expansion right now. As you know, we're called Wonderlick Artist Management.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the umbrella company now, which is Wonderlick Entertainment,
Yeah.
and we actually have the Wonderlick Publishing Company, Wonderlick Management, and the Wonderlick Recording Company. So EMI Publishing fund our publishing company, and it's a joint venture with them. Sony Music fund our label. This is a very new thing. It literally just happened about a couple of months back. So we're really doing a lot about the label and the publishing company and all those sort of things right now, and I'm excited about it because it's a new model. It's different. A lot of big record companies have been going out trying to assign 360 rights, trying to get live and publishing and that. So what we're trying to do is be pragmatic and artist friendly. So if we manage an act, we can now make them a recording offer, we can make them a publishing offer, and we have the full funding behind it, we have all the deals, but we don't double dip. Yeah. So our artists that we manage, we won't take a management commission on their recording contract if they sign to our recording company. Yeah. So it's a really artist-friendly setup. We're not holding them over a barrel and say, if you sign to us for management, you have to sign to our... We're not saying that to acts. We're saying, here's another option. And we still go out and shop our acts to other companies and then let their lawyer take over once we've shopped it, and to prove that it's a pragmatic kind of transparent situation. Yeah. So we're really focusing on that, getting that up and moving. We've got a Boy and Bear writing album number 2. Airbourne are about to head to LA and record album number 3, and then head back out to Europe and everywhere else next year. Grinspoon album is out in a few weeks on September 28th, or in a week and a bit now. Paper Kite's EP's out, just got the first thing up on Triple J. Jackson McLaren's EP comes out, that's on our Sony, the Wonderlick Recording Company, that's our first release. So that's coming out too. We've got Max and Bianca, which is a pop duo we're really excited about, super talented kids, and they are on the Wonderlick Recording Company as well, and the management, and we're developing that and getting that ready for a release next year. We've got Marvin Priest has singles out at the moment as well, and his new one, Are You Ready, is doing really well. Yep. We've got, and Tim Hart's album's out right now as well, so there's lots coming up for next year, plus we're looking for new things for the recording and publishing company, and we're actually hoping to develop... We're not necessarily looking to sign more bands from management's point of view, but we're hoping to develop some new managers, younger managers, and bring them into the fold with their acts. We're hoping we can find that magic combination of, we love the act, we love this kid, this guy or girl is really switched on and really wants to be a manager. Let's try and see if we can bring them into our world and plug them into our system and our, roll the brains trust up to the front door and try and help them out, and hopefully get them signed up to the recording and publishing companies, or one or the other, or both, or all. And so it's really now about this new artist-friendly model we have of trying to make good of the 360 idea without trying to dip into their merch or anything like that out, because we already manage them, so we don't need to go there. We feel like there are companies like Love Police and things like this in Australia that are already doing a really good job of that. Same with the promoters. It's a crowded marketplace and there's brilliant promoters doing a great job. Yeah,
great. Well, I'm glad we had this chat because, geez, it's just everything's just grown so much since the last time, mate. And it's fantastic.
Great, thanks.
And thank you very much for giving us your time, mate. I'm sure everybody will enjoy the information that you've been good enough to give us. So, good luck for the rest of the year, and hopefully we'll catch up again down the track. Maybe we should do part 2 at South by on another balcony next year.
Good. I'll be there next year. Let's do it.
All right, mate. No worries. Right. Gregg Donovan from Wonderlick Entertainment here at BigSound 2012. That's it for us this year. I'd like to thank Limes Hotel and the guys at BigSound and all of the speakers and guests that have come on and had a chat to us. We'll see you next year.